Thank you for joining me on politics today as we x-ray issues concerning the polity, and you understand that it's important to deepen governance, and in deepening governance we look at the various strategies or objectives laid aside by the government, and that's where we look at elections being set aside every 4 years to really analyze or look into electing more of these functionaries in governance. And this is all about ensuring that we deepen governance. And I held the 2023 presidential election. Primaries are up, and it's important that even the electorate will have to wait and see the candidates that are going to be poured out from the various political parties and see which one of them, they will be voting for in order to have a very right voting pattern and skill in this direction. But as that would be, the presidential primary for PDP is supposedly taking place today, and we expect that it will dovetail to the next day. And that of APC, which is supposed to commence tomorrow, has been shifted to 6th and 7th of June as a result of the deadline date that INEC bowed to pressure over concerning the timetable, where INEC also shifted its deadline date from June 3rd to June 9. And discussing those vital changes and the presidential primaries with me, starting from my immediate left, I have a very renowned legal practitioner, custodian of the law, and he is Barrister Gentleman Amigo. Thanks for joining me, Amigo.
Thank you for having me, please.
And next to him is also a very articulate legal practitioner, and he is A.B. Thomas. Thanks for having joined me, A.B. Thomas.
Thank you very much.
Well, as the show progresses, we will be opportune to also have the presence of Barrister Greg Iyayi. And you ask me why we're having custodians of the law in this whole issue. Well, the extension of the deadline seems to be causing a lot of ripples. Why some see it as a good fate, others see it as bad fate. But before we continue on this, my name is Philip Omo-Gyupon, and we're looking at this, starting with you, Greg Amigo. Amigo, gentleman, let's look at this change in the timetable. Yes, extending the timetable by INEC. How do you greet these changes?
Well, you don't have to grade the changes. If they come out and say, we are not ready, we will not be ready until XY time, what can you do? It's an internal matter. Now that they have said they are going to give extension, it means they have not dotted their T's and they have not dotted their I's and crossed their T's. It means they themselves too were not even ready. They will just say, no, it's sacrosanct, we cannot change it. Now that they have bowed, because they are unable to get us prepared for the primaries. So we will follow them. For example, I am an APC man. Now that they have agreed to extend the date, we have also extended our date to the 6th and 7th, so that to follow them, because we know what we are also doing. You see, problems can never finish. From the day you are born into the world till the last day, if you are an articulate human being, you must be having changes, you must be having desires, you must be having the willingness to do one thing or the other. We cannot castigate INEC. They have extended. APC too, we will follow them. We were already prepared to do our own tomorrow and the next day. But now that they have extended, we have also extended to fit into their own program. The reason why they did is not for me to question. They know why they shifted. I don't want to say that they bow to pressure, because it not be a good thing to say about that body, that they bow to which pressure. Who's giving them pressure? APC does not give pressure to any organization. So if they decide to bow on their own, well, let them bow. Well, they should tell the country why
yes,
they extended the
yes, we were just looking into that direction, because reports have it that the 18 political parties, have been making preparations in that regard to have the primaries really conducted. And among the 18 political parties, it's been reported that some parties have been pressurizing INEC to really extend the deadline for reasons best known to them. And like you said, it was expected that as an electoral umpire that there shouldn't be anything that has to do with interacting with his decision, because Earlier on, the INEC chairman said, Mahmoud Yakub said, that there is no going back on the deadline. Yes. That June 3rd is sacrosanct.
Exactly.
But now, the deadline date has been extended. So which means it bows to pressure.
No. You just remember that he needed to still do some few things internally.
Okay, let's take your viewpoint, because at present, the opposition party, People's Democratic Party, is saying no to the extension of that deadline.
Okay.
A.B. Thomas.
Well, I am not speaking for PDP. I am speaking for myself.
Good.
As a Nigerian. But we've reached the stage where the umpire cannot be shifting goalposts at the pressure of A or B or C. The way we are saying it now, while Mr. Amego is saying, they can say, oh, we're not ready. The money has been voted for them to do what they want to do. So why would they say we're not ready? This fire brigade attitude should be condemned by all reasonable Nigerians. You have fixed a date. INEC chairman came out and said, we will not change. We will not change. Among the 18 political parties, the only one that has shifted because INEC has shifted is APC. So, -1 from 1, you get the result. It was shifted because of APC. That is my personal opinion. That's my personal opinion. And I have no apologies.
You have no proof.
As the way it is, if they like, they shoot it to any year they like. If they like, they will shoot 2023 election, 20 years they like.
It's been shifted by 6 days.
Yes. They can even shift it to by 1 year because Nigerians are tired. We are tired. If you want to have, the issue is, we want credible candidates, not just holding elections every 4 years. I want to see credible candidates. I want to see candidates that the 18 political parties will present, that will go there and work in the interest of the masses. Not this gang up and then the INEC shivers, they shift the date to suit a purpose. I don't believe in all that. Be they as it may be, let the politicians go and do their job.
Okay.
We are looking at them.
Thank you. We just tested the environment, and you could see what is coming up, popping up from the discussion so far. Well, A.B. Thomas has his opinion, and he said he's not speaking for the PDP. And of course, we have the opinion also of Barrister Gentleman Amego, but we don't know if you are speaking for APC.
No, I'm not the PRO, but I'm a party man and a party chieftain.
Okay, so we're going to be taking a short break, after which we extend the frontiers of this discussion. Do stay. Thank you for still staying with us on Politics Today, a current affairs program that comes live simultaneously on independent television and radio. While we had a break, though, we still have enjoy the presence of Barrister Gentleman Amego and, of course, A.B. Thomas. But we had the opportunity to welcome the presence of Greg Iyayi. Greg Iyayi is also a legal practitioner. Thanks for coming, Greg.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Well, like we did say, concerning the issues of the 2023 presidential race, we have this ripple effect of the change or extension of the deadline for primaries conducted. And the reason for this extension is still being demanded by Nigerians, inasmuch as some political party or parties really enjoyed this extension. Other political party or parties are saying why it's uncalled for. And even before the break, we had the opportunity where A.B. Thomas did say that in the course of changing this or extending this deadline, a particular political party extended its primary for presidency from May 29th, 30th to June 6th and 7th. So, Barrister Greg Iyayi, I don't know, but what are your thoughts along this line about the extension of this deadline? Do you see it as being extended to favor a particular political party?
I guess so. And the reason I'm entitled to this opinion is INEC have not given any explanation. And this is one of the most annoying things. People just do things in Nigeria. They feel we can tell the masses, we can tell the people anything. We do not owe them any explanation. But it should be clear to them that we own them. And because we own them, we fund them, we are the ones that brought them to being or wherever they are. They owe us explanation. If you are extending a date, this is the reason. Then another thing, did you consult the other political, all political parties? And there was a consensus that, look, the date should be extended. You cannot just come up, because people have made plans, travel plans, accommodation plans, and so on. And when you are extending the date, you are actually disrupting so many things. It's going to make some people incur more expenses. That's why it's very important when a decision like this is being taken, you call all the people together. We want to take this decision. What do you have to say? And then if there is a consensus, you go ahead and explain it to the public. It will not be difficult. So to me it's bizarre, and I actually desire to have it explained. This shift in dates.
Okay, well, I think it goes back to you. Yes, while you say something, there seems to be a possible indictment.
No.
On
That's
the
what I
party
want to quickly
that
talk
you
about.
are in.
My little brothers here, articulate people, but the joy I have now is that the two of them say they speak for themselves. They are speculative, and in politics you don't speculate. Science is what 2 + 2 is 4. You don't speculate, oh, this is my idea, they are shitting it because of one political party. How do you prove that? You cannot prove that. But good enough, you should end up here because they say they are speculating. They are just saying their personal opinion.
I didn't say I was speculating.
You said it's your personal
I was speaking from my personal opinion.
So you
your
think
politics
that,
is based on speculation.
Yes, sir. You think, sir, you think that it was shifted because of All Progressive Congress. No, I am saying no. Because the people are not prepared.
That is also your opinion.
If you want to know the facts, invite them here. They have their representative here in Edo. Come and tell us why you shifted it.
Okay, but Greg, common sense, gentleman Amego,
Yes.
common sense really is coming to bear in this whole scenario, because a particular body which is seen as the electoral umpire took a decision.
Yes.
And then another political party quickly took advantage of that decision and extended.
No.
Doesn't it show that it seems to be for it?
Yes, Mr. Compe. Now we were ready. You said it in your opening remarks that we are going to do it tomorrow and next. We were fully prepared. Like you also remarked, most of our people are already in Abuja, waiting for this convention to be held. They are going to come back. Now they're coming back today or tomorrow. Go back again on Friday. We are also prepared. But because these people have extended their day, we say, okay, there's no even need to be in a hurry. Let us also extend out. It's not because we brought the pressure on them to extend it. No, they did it on their own. Let them come and tell Nigerian people. I accept this. I believe, I agree with you, Tosisa. Let them come and tell Nigerians. This is the reason why we extended. Then we will say, we were hurrying to fit into the period. But now that they have extended, we will take our time and smoothen the ground, and then do what we want to do. Okay,
let's look at the way forward, looking at the possibility of making these opportunities that have been provided by the electoral umpire, INEC, deepen democracy in respect of ensuring that we have a very deepened primaries. Don't you think these 6 days will go a long way to help finalize operations on these primaries?
If I take what gentleman Amego seriously,
please do.
That they are ready. He's an APC man.
Yes.
That they were ready to go on tomorrow.
Yes.
But they shifted, INEC shifted, APC shifted. Yesterday, a federal high court hurriedly in Bayelsa gave a judgment saying that Jonathan is qualified to contest.
Yes.
I am again talking for myself. The federal court hurriedly gave judgment yesterday to clear Jonathan to contest, and APC has already changed their date for election. Rather than deepening the political system, it is going to worsen the political system, because any discerning mind, anybody who can add 1 + 1 with what we have been reading in papers and with what we have been hearing people saying that Jonathan is being approached by APC to come in as a consensus candidate. Yes, Amengo and APC will say there's nothing wrong with consensus, but they needed that judgment of yesterday to clear Jonathan to be able to contest. And the judgment yesterday of the Federal Court says Jonathan is qualified to contest.
Nothing stops him.
Nothing stops him. So, good. It gives them 6 days to persuade the other presidential aspirants to step down. And how does that deepen democracy? It does it. Democracy should be a system where everybody, all delegates, are allowed to go and freely choose their own candidates. But where you want to, in the interest of holding on to power by fair or foul means, that is not democracy. Democracy is entrenched when your members, because these primaries is the internal affairs of each of the 18 political parties. If Peter Obi could say, well, PDP, your elections are very close. I am no longer a member of PDP because I can see your shenanigans. I can see your calculations. It doesn't fit my own. That shows that PDP itself is not deeply democracy. So democracy should be based on popular majority votes.
Okay, you are a custodian of the law. Is there anything as per the constitutional provisions that could prevent electoral umpire from extending a date?
No. I have said earlier on that if they like, let them extend to 2025. Is their headache. Nothing in the law that
stops them from doing that.
That prevents them. Okay. But you see, the law itself is also clear. It says before the next presidential election, there are time limits within which you must conduct your primaries. But if you can change the primaries of a party, if APC can persuade INEC to change the date of primaries, what stops APC with majority in National Assembly to amend the constitution overnight and say there will be no election in 2023? What can we do? We will just be looking. Like Greg here he said. They don't explain to us whatever they are doing. But when they are coming to beg us for the May election, when people like Amengo will come to beg us for the May election, say vote for us, then that my small card will be useful to me to say, Amengo, because of you, I will vote for a party. Or because of you, I will not vote for a party.
Okay, let's throw more light into gray areas, like as we have reports here which says that the chairman, Information and Voter Education Committee, said the commission took the decision, that is INEC took the decision, after a meeting with 18 political parties under the aegis of the Inter-Party Advisory Council, IPAC, on Friday in Abuja, which was yesterday. INEC had earlier sought a 2-month extension from the June 3rd deadline. IPAC sought a 2-month extension for the deadline, but INEC refused and said that it can only be extended. Okoye said the extension gives parties time to compile the list and personnel particulars of their nominated candidates before uploading same to the INEC portal. Doesn't that look like a very sensible reason for the extension?
Excuse me.
Okay.
The Benin have a proverb. Yes, a Benin man.
Yes.
That when shuku too plenty for soup, a blind man will know it is not meat.
Yes. No,
if you look at all this, even when I came here last to discuss the issue of Section 84, subsection 12 of the amendment to the electoral law.
Yes.
Buhari made pronouncement in the morning. Court of Appeal sat in the afternoon.
Yes.
Court of Appeal Abuja
Yes.
sat in the afternoon. National Assembly sat in the afternoon, and they all came out with the same 1 + 1 = 3. Now, Federal High Court in Abuja, Federal Court in Bayelsa, cleared Jonathan yesterday.
Yes, you said
And
that.
they are saying that they had a meeting. They are not telling you what you are reading from your phone now, that the INEC voter commissioner is saying now. It's an afterthought. It is because Nigerians are criticizing.
But there was a meeting with the parties. That's what we
That's what we are
have.
saying.
Yes.
Which party has which party?
All. He said all. All the.
If all of them had a meeting,
Yes.
which party is taking advantage of it now?
Okay, I think you've made your point,
Yes.
but we want you, Greg, Barrister Greg
Other
Liam,
parties are there.
what do you make of this? Because we just have the developments here by INEC for reason for extension.
Let us look at one point. Did any of the parties at the beginning ask for a meeting and ask for a shift of the day?
All. Almost all.
Eh?
No way.
No.
No.
It was not known to us. It was not known
You
to
were
us.
ready.
You are not the chieftain of the party.
But you were ready.
According to party, but I'm entitled as a Nigerian to know that look, this is the way that the political process is about to go. It was not publicized, it was not known, and nobody heard about it. And then during this meeting you are talking of, what was the position of various parties?
Those are details.
Why was no wait now?
You cannot
I think
know.
we are entitled to know. We cannot say we cannot know. We cannot know. We cannot know this. We cannot know that. We cannot know that. Why are we Nigerians? And so we are only asked to just go and vote. You see, like Jonathan said, he said we should even be more interested in the process than in the outcome of the process. So this is the process we are talking about. We are very interested in it. Why was this meeting called at this time? Meanwhile, the same parties we are saying were asking for a shift in the date. These are the same parties like our daddy's own that was saying that no, we are ready, we are ready, we are ready.
Yeah, where?
You are saying you are ready.
Why are you shifting?
You are saying that the parties asked for a shift in the date. Which party now? The party that said is ready, then the same party will say shift the date. So which one do we believe? And where are we? So I am very much in doubt about the genuineness of the reason for changing this day, because you don't shift the goalpost after a match has started. The match has already started.
Okay, well, I think information still reaching us here shows that it says INEC has turned down the appeal for an extension of the deadline for the conduct of primaries by political parties. That was the earlier post, where the country's 18 registered political parties through the Inter-Party Advisory Council, IPAC, on Tuesday, asked the Commission to review its timetable and schedule of activities to afford member parties enough time to put their houses in order.
Yes.
So, which means this development has been building up.
Exactly.
What do you have to say buttressing that?
Well, that is what we are hearing now.
Okay.
Which we were not exposed to earlier.
Okay.
And having had that, what I would say is that the conduct of these primaries, how are we sure that they are going to be very democratic?
Okay.
How are we sure?
Okay. Now let's look at this aspect of IPAC. Now, we keep seeing this under the umbrella body. Don't you think politics is being played here, to favor the major, as in the political party in power? Because what we are seeing just now is under IPAC, and we have not seen, in respect of individual political parties, asking for this extension. But this was done under IPAC. Don't you see possibility of politics being played using IPAC?
How do you know a man? How do you know a man? Is it not by what he tells you he is? That you know. These people have spoken to you. You read it to us now. What else do you still want to hear from me? The reason for the shift has been explained. And you should be satisfied with that. That's what the people have told you. It's not because there was pressure from APC. No, certainly not. Okay. If at all, it's all the 18 political parties. But nothing to show that it was because of APC. You see, you people just like to condemn the ruling party because it's the ruling party. Whether whether we act well or we don't act well, you just want to condemn us. Well, it's like that usually. But we are doing well, and we are saying that now that these people have shifted, let us also shift to do one or two things. But talking of Jonathan has not told us that he's going to run for an election. Has he personally spoken? Well, just potentially, you can hold some court sessions at night. You can, on the basis of the urgency of that situation.
That was why you got judgment yesterday.
Yes, you can. It's allowed.
Evidence.
It's allowed in law to save the situation.
Okay.
Yes.
Why still picking on that concerning the former president Goodluck Jonathan? Now, we also have it here where about 23 presidential aspirants are gunning for one office, for the number one office of the federation in your party.
Yes.
And being that as it is, report also have it that your party is considering using a consensus arrangement for the election, for the primaries. Now, how do you think that will all go well? Because we have issues where some parties, some presidential aspirants started leaving their parties, you know, and going to another party just because of this challenge. So how do you resolve this amicably if you are to use the consensus?
Yeah, if we talk of consensus, the way we talk of consensus in our party, in APC, the almighty APC, it's not because of the real consensus as his word is. You see, all other people, all other aspirants must agree that we want consensus. One wanted to choose Adamu, the national chairman. There were a lot of people who wanted to become chairman. He said, okay, we are going to adopt consensus. But if anybody does not agree, then there's no consensus, so go back to the field. So, on the presidential matter, all the other aspirants, the Tinubu, the Osinbajo, the Amechi and all that, they must agree. You all know, very many of them, they have to agree. If they don't agree, then of course, we have to go to the field. And if they agree, it means that they themselves have sold out. So those of us who are going to come to support one or two of them, say, no, we cannot no more support you because you have given out your mandate to somebody else. If you give out your mandate, we should not worry about that. You want to be president. If you woke up and say, I don't want to be president anymore, let somebody else become president. It means you have found that that person is a superior human being, and you are. Not because of any pressure. The law, our law says if there is no consensus, all of the aspirants do not agree, they will go to the field. So today, we have not heard of a consensus.
Okay.
But it's part of our law. That's why they want Nigerians to vote.
Yeah, and reports have it that the party is considering it.
Well, we have not gotten there yet.
Okay. Now let's look at expectations. I'm coming to you, but for you to respond, I want you to be guided on how you can respond to this. Now, let's look at the expectations from Nigerians. Nigeria is at a crossroad where the problems that have been bedeviling this country seems not to be going away. And we still look for the messiahs, that can help salvage this country.
That's right.
Do you think if consensus is being deployed, because the ruling party, APC, is a major player in this election, do you think if consensus is being deployed or considered by the party, the best candidate can emerge?
Definitely no. And as of today, I know for sure that APC has not got a consensus candidate.
Exactly.
As of today, I know.
Good.
So it is not surprising to me that they are shifting their primaries.
Like you said.
Because they want to reach a consensus by fair or foul means. So don't be surprised if the man they condemned in 2015 as Baba go slow, as not performing, all the clueless, everything, if that man becomes the consensus. That is why I am saying the shift by INEC, the shift by APC is not going to deepen democracy. It is geared towards achieving a purpose that is anti-democratic. And it is going to make people like Tinubu and others to walk out on the party. Exactly. And if it does happen, it is also to the detriment of Nigerians. Not just APC alone. APC does not make up Nigeria. I can cast for senatorial election for party A. I can cast ballot for party B in House of Reps. But it is the candidates who present to me. So if you go and sit down and begin to shift your date because you want to accommodate a man who did not even submit a form, and you are saying in APC, today's paper, I have read today's paper, they said they have their own way of doing things. It's their internal affair matter. Their secretary said anybody who has not even submitted form can contest in APC. Now,
So that seems to clear the way.
That's it, to clear the way. And if you do that, you are now going to force me to vote for candidate I may not have made up my mind to vote for.
Yeah.
Because up till today, we have had 23 candidates for APC. And most Nigerians aspirants.
Yeah.
And I don't know their political jargons.
They are not
So,
jargons.
They have 23 aspirants as of today. If you now shift your primaries from tomorrow to enable you cajole the other 23 to accept one person, of course, you know Nigeria. I have told you before. Nigeria politics is an investment. It's not a politics of ideology. Somebody buys form of 100 million. You say you should withdraw. Of course, you are going to pay times 3 of that money. Where is it coming from? Federal government account. At the end of the day, Nigerians are the losers. The preferences we would have made, even Amego himself, as at this morning, before he heard of the shifting of the election or primaries, he must have made up his mind about which candidate he will vote for as a delegate. Yes. So if tomorrow...
As a delegate?
As a delegate. He's a delegate. I know him.
Yes,
he's a gentleman.
You are right.
as his name implies.
You see? So he must have made up his mind on who to vote for. Then suddenly, you make a U-turn to use 6 days to quickly cajole some people to step down for one candidate because you want to win by all means. Amengo himself, on the day of election, if nobody is looking at him here and there, he may vote for the opposite party.
You can't say that.
I know you.
No,
He's here. He will have to say that himself. I think when the pendulum comes to your position, I will want you to speak in that respect. Okay. But for now, let's look at what Greg Iyayi has to say. Because I think yes. Don't worry. Yes. He's going to do that. But Greg Iyayi, now we have this, I don't know, but do you have any grounds or fears or worries about the former president, Goodluck Jonathan, probably emerging as the candidate on the APC?
Well, with a program like this, I have been very clear about my thoughts.
Yes.
I feel Jonathan has achieved the level of a statesman who is no longer a politician. And I feel if he decides to contest, this is my personal opinion, that he will be belittling himself. And then Jonathan should be aware. Politics is is very messy water. There might even be a plan to actually, because right now he's having a kind of larger than life image. Who knows if there's a plan to downgrade him and he will go for the primary? He can be defeated. And anything can happen. That's what politics is all about. My counsel to him is that he should, as much as possible, maintain his present status as a statesman. He's looked upon in the world. A survey had been conducted that after Nelson Mandela, that he is the next most popular political leader. And he is the one who is alive. Nelson Mandela is dead. So people look up to him. And I also feel that he will not be able to clear the mess that is left behind. I know that our learned senior here have said they've been doing well. And the APC is doing well. But that is left for Nigerians to see. I don't expect you as a leader to see that you are not doing well. I don't see how Jonathan is going to fix Nigeria if he comes back. And also
for 4 years anyway.
For 4 years.
For only 4 years.
I also do not see how he is going to be able to extend his between beyond 4 years.
All right.
And if he doesn't, That's a disadvantage to the South.
To the South.
All right.
No,
I
it's
think
a good
I'll be
advice.
keeping the time where he will be reacting to all of this, where Gentleman Amigo will be reacting to all of this after this break. And that is when we'll also be expecting you to pour your calls at us. The number you're going to be using will still be unveiled after this break. Do stay. Thank you for still joining us on Politics Today. That comes live simultaneously on independent television and radio. And today's topic has been on the presidential primaries ahead 2023 and expectations. I know you've been inching so closely to get your voice heard, and the number for you to do that or pour your calls at us is 0811-929-2688. It will be displayed shortly on the screen. As you say 8, then you can call 0811-929-2688. I still have the very gentleman here, Barrister Gentleman Amigo happens to be your name, gentleman. Thank you for stepping with me. And big thanks, Gregory Iyayi, also a custodian of the law. Thank you for stepping with me.
Thank you.
And of course, big thanks to you, A.P. Thomas. Well, A.P. Thomas, I don't know, but what do you have to say as far as statement being made to you,
Yes, you see,
Amigo?
I said gentleman Amigo is a gentleman. Yes, he's always a gentleman. Right from my infancy, when I got to know him. So when I was saying that, if a candidate is imposed on him by his party
As a delegate.
he may vote this way, looking left and right. I didn't say it to mean that he will do such a thing. No. He's a man of integrity, definitely. But I was just saying it as a way of making jokes.
Yes, I know.
Because when it comes to general election, even those who are not members of any party may have made up their mind as to who to vote for. And if somebody is imposed on them, they may as well look left and right and cast their vote the wrong way.
Thank you.
So, not himself as a person.
Thank you.
As a
Now,
leader.
Why
As a leader.
you have the floor now, but let me also buttress this fact that a lot, as you are a delegate, a lot is expected from delegates to help Nigerians in filling the gap and taking right decisions that will help to ameliorate the situations that we are presently faced with as Nigerians. Because one thing is sure, as delegates, if you do the right thing as delegates, it will go a long way to have the best of candidates. So what do you make of all of this outside the strategies?
Yes. We are going to give them 3 minutes for them to address us so that we can assess who they are, what they are capable of doing. For me, like my brother said, Thomas, I believe in intellectualism. I believe in capacity. I believe in somebody who can deliver. That's my own problem.
Okay.
If I see, whoever I see can deliver, I will vote for him.
Okay.
I don't care whether he gives me anything or not, but he must be the person who can take the load of Nigeria.
Okay, you still have the floor, but please just take a short break on that. Hello, caller. Please, caller, tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yes, good morning. This is Mr. Gento calling from Benin.
Okay, your name again?
Yeah, Mr. Gento calling from Benin.
Mr. Gentle.
Calling from Benin, yeah.
Okay, go ahead with your contribution.
All right, yes. I think this whole concept of Jonathan coming back to office as planned by the Northerners, I guess, calling him back, to come and, be their consensus candidate as their plans have advanced to, is just to make sure that they come to power as soon as possible. Whether you like it or not, if Jonathan emerges consensus candidate, you agree with me certainly that he's going to certainly win the election. With it. So I suggest that what Nigerians should be talking about right now is to understand the concept of of how they want power, back as soon as possible. That's the real essence why they, they are all fighting for Jonathan to ensure that he emerges as their consensus candidate. They are aware of the agenda of the Northerners. The concept of grabbing power as soon as possible, coming back to power as soon as possible. Because, gentlemen, if you agree South will be short-term. You know, the South will be short-term. The South may not have the opportunity to run the 8 years that they ought to. So these whole concepts, arguments here and there, it's quite funny.
Thank you.
It's a simple logic.
Thank you for your articulation.
Yes. There's no problem. You know.
Thank you.
So the Southerners should know what it is.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah.
All right, well, he just made his contribution known, and he's saying that the strategy could be to reduce the duration of the Southerner, to be a president, and a lot of tactical reasons for this. What do you make of this? How do you react to this?
No, I'm personally not reacting for or against Jonathan yet, because he has had so many opportunities for him to say what he wants. Yes. The highest you have even heard from Jonathan is one of his aides. He has not spoken. He should speak. Is he afraid of Nigerians? He led us for over 6 years. He has not told us anything, and I don't want to believe that actually he's coming. He said he didn't buy form. He said he had not submitted form. That's what he told us. But now we are hearing that he secretly returned his form. He himself has not spoken to us. So how do we judge him?
Don't you think that could be diplomatic?
Well, we have more than 200 million people. We have intellectuals, we have professors, we have great lawyers. You can't begin to play us games like that. If you know you are coming, say you are coming. If you come through the back door, a lot of people will react. You know, Nigeria has had the great capacity reacting against something that is negative.
Okay.
So, you know.
Well, as we progress on this, there's this challenge where in the course of having the primaries for the previous primaries that have been conducted for other offices, where those who induced delegates, at the end of the primary, they lost, and they were demanding for the inducement they gave to the delegates. There's this impression that, well, if you are given money to vote, you may at the end take the money, but you vote your conscience. We don't know if that was what played out in the primaries. How do we ensure that we have a process where this may not repeat itself, where inducement, of delegates can be greatly controlled or minimized?
My opinion is this. It is the level of development politically that creates room for inducement. We used to have Masa or NAMSA or MAMSA. What has happened to MAMSA? Babangida created MAMSA as a public awareness agency. Now the public has no way. For instance, INEC changed timetable and they're telling us after they have already taken the decision, what the reasons for taking that decision. Nigerians need political awareness. You cannot come to me with 20 billion to influence me. How long do I?
20 billion is a lot.
For how long will I eat it? How many years remaining? So, and I'm educated by God's grace. He is educated. Gentleman is educated. You are educated. We are able to learn it this way.
But our needs are different.
Yes. If you are greedy, you can begin to be induced. For me, I am contented. And this is part of the things we should preach to Nigerians. That by the time you allow your greed to take you.
Okay. I'll come back to you, but let's quickly take this call. Hello, good morning, caller. Tell us your name, where you're calling from.
Good morning, I'm Osas calling from Benin.
Osas from Benin. Go ahead with your contributions quickly.
Please, I want to ask one simple question. Is INEC truly independent? Just a simple question.
Go ahead with your contribution.
You know what I'm asking?
Is it a record?
If truly they are independent, how can they fix a date for the submission, deadline for the submission of candidates, and they are now reversing the same date? So what's the meaning of that?
But the Constitution does not stop them from extending if they see that the reason for extension is germane.
That's right.
The Constitution does not stop them. So the aspect of if they are independent or not does not arise here. Because if there was a constitutional provision that prevents them, that's when you can be saying this.
So a few weeks ago, the CNS told us that they are not going to extend it. Never again, never. They will not extend it. They will not back to pressure. But right now, they have extended it. What do you think of that? If you were you, what is a bit suspicious? If it were you, what would you
make a good point. You make a good case.
Very angry.
That's what we are saying. If we are saying INEC is independent, they are supposed to take decision independently.
Good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Osas. Osas spoke very intelligently.
Very.
So, responding to that, you still have the floor.
Yes, like as I was saying, I feel that INEC should actually be independent in their decision making. This idea of calling 18 political parties, the 18 political parties and INEC had the same time frame to have adjusted themselves. If INEC prepared well, the 18 political parties should also prepare well. You see, in a football match, the referee blows the whistle and looks at the time.
Yeah.
He does not begin to shoot goalposts because one team is already losing steam. That makes the referee not to be an umpire. So I still believe that we are still learning.
Hello?
But we need a lot of
This is Advocate. I'm calling from Igwebe.
All right, thank you. What's your name, please? Where are you calling us from?
I'm Advocate. I'm calling from Igwebe.
Advocate.
Yeah, calling from Igwebe.
Advocate who?
Advocate.
From Igwebe. I'm calling from Igwebe.
Okay, Advocate Igwebe. I was thinking you give me another name apart from Advocate.
No.
Advocate from Igwebe. Okay, make your contributions quickly.
Yeah. Well, I respect all the gentlemen there. And also particularly do respect gentleman Mego. But this time around, should not be economical with the truth. Because it's very obvious, INEC is not portraying itself now as an independent body. You have told all of them that you are not going to shift a date. But suddenly, you shifted a date, and a particular political party have shifted its primary. So it is very obvious. Well, Nigerians are, to me, I believe they are working and they are prepared.
Thank
but
you.
To me, that will not alter anything.
Thank you, Advocate.
Because Nigerians are not happy. You can see the scheme, you can see the interest of Jonathan and all that.
Thank you very much, Advocate. That's much we can take on this calls. Thank you so much, Advocate. Well, as we take your round-off statements, what do you make of this, EIU?
I feel it's time for Jonathan to speak up.
Okay.
It's time for Jonathan to speak up. And then INEC should know that justice should not only be done, it should be seen to be done. The trust deficits they are incurring to themselves is getting too high.
Okay. What do you have to say as your round-off?
No, there was a point that Ebito Mons raised that's very important to me.
Okay.
But we don't have the time to discuss that. And that is the idea of nomination, money bags and all of that. Because sadly, Mr. Compe, we're in a country that is completely drifted now. You have heard, as I have, and many others have, somebody can steal 96 billion, somebody can take 80 billion. Now you are asking us to come for primaries. You know that it's not just like that. Mass is the problem of this country. National Assembly too is the problem of this country. How can you say that before you want to nominate House of Assembly member, only 50 people in the local government?
All right.
What do you want them to do? And Jonathan told us yesterday that in his own local government, in his own state, only 6 people have to nominate a senator.
Okay.
6 people.
Okay.
And they already will take 10 million,
Okay.
and they nominate who they want to nominate. I go away.
Thank you.
So the NAS has a problem.
Thank you.
They should wake up.
Thank you, Barrister, Gentleman Amigo, and big thanks to you also, Gregory Yaye, Barrister, and of course, A.B. Thomas. Thank you as a legal practitioner, custodians of the law, for shedding light into all of this. Big thanks to you, Osas, and Advocate from Igwebe and others that called and that we couldn't really pick their calls. There's a much we can take on this. We'll see you on the next one. I'm Philip Omo Gupo. Goodbye.